guys, we have a bar blend today. I call this Barre Pilates because it's kind of taking a little bit from ballet, bar training, and a little bit of Pilates because there's some ab work going on and some floor work. So I think you're going to like it. It's a little bit lower impact, but definitely going to get your heart rate up and you're going to get your sweat on because you're going to be using a lot of muscles today. So I'm just going to come down on one knee here, and I'm just going to bring my arms in a circle here. And again, I come down to one knee because my ceiling in my basement is a little bit low. So I just want to make sure I can get a full range of motion there in my arms. All right, so I'm going to step my other knee forward, and I'm just going to go in reverse. So just rotating through the shoulders. Heart rate should be coming up a little bit here. All right, cool. So let's come up from that position, and let's just bring it open and just kind of swing it to the back, opening up the chest, the shoulders, the lats in the back. Good. All right, so I'm going to bring my hands to my hips, and I'm just going to go into a little step tap to the sides, just kind of warming it up here, side to side, just kind of pointing that toe. A little bit of dance training in here today. I'm going to put some tunes on. I wear my fun and funky pants for you guys. Good, so let's take it, reach across your body. So just warming up through the body, through the torso here, through the abs, feeling the lower back start to get invited to the party. Feel a little heat building. Good. And now I'm going to come back to the center and just kick my butt side to side here. Good. Just warming up the quads from the side. Looks like this. I am doing this workout in bare feet, but you can wear shoes if you like. I feel like for some of these, it's a little bit easier for me to do this in bare feet because I'm used to that from some of the dance training. Good, and let's take it across. So I'm just tapping my knee with the opposite hand. Again, just getting a little twist side to side. This is more about just building some heat in the body. Doing good. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, so you know how this goes. We usually kind of warm up as we go a little bit. I'm going to grab a pair of light weights, which for me today is going to be 3s. And we'll see, because we're actually going to be holding our arms up in a position here. So we want to make sure that our weights are nice and light so that we can really get a lot out of this position. Not about heavy weights in this one, more about volume, okay? So we're going to do a sumo squat. So your feet are just pointing out towards the opposite corners of the room. And I'm just going to do a sumo squat here, okay? So as I do that, I'm going to hold my weights in front of me, and I'm going to take a open and then a close to the front. Okay, here we go. We got 10, just like this. 1, 2, so engage those arms. 3, 4, and you can always drop the weights and do this without weights too. 5, 6, got 10 of these. 7, 8, so you've done sumo squats with me a lot. 9, and 10, and we're going to come down and hold it. 1, 2, 3. So everything's just solid in that hold. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to hold and pulse up and down. 3, 4, 5, 6. Arms aren't moving. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. So those are just little movements in that pulse. Nice job. I'm going to set my weights over to the side where I won't kick them. So I am going to use a folding chair today because I don't have a ballet bar. So if you are so lucky to have a bar in your house, you can use that. And bar is B-A-R-R-E, not B-A-R, as in going to the bar to have a drink. This is slightly different. Ballet bar is a little different. If you want to get even a higher chair, like a higher back chair, sometimes it's a little easier if your arm is just a little bit higher than your hip. But I don't have a chair like that, so I'm just using a regular folding chair here. So I'm going to show you my feet. Okay, here we go. So my feet are in first position. Just means my heels together, my toes are apart and going to opposite corners of the front of the room. My hand is just on the chair for support, so notice I'm not leaning over into the chair. So you can put your hand on your hip, you can put your hand out to the side, you can keep it down here. We're going to take a plie, so we're going to bend the knees, make the diamond, we're going to lift the heels, we're going to press up, and then we're going to come back down. So down, lift the heels, press up, and down. There's one, and down, and raise, and up, and two. We got 8 of these. And down, and raise, and make sure that you're pressing through the whole ball of the foot, okay? So you don't want to be rocking on the outside of your foot where your pinky toe is, and you don't want to be having all your weight towards your big toe either. You want it to be nice and balanced. So let's do 2 more. Up, and 1 more nice and controlled. We're going to reverse it now. So we're going to go up to the top, hold that, plie, drop the heels, lift the legs, and up. Plie, drop the heels, and up. And you could even hold the chair or not if you want to. Bring both hands down. Do a little balance. Down and up. And 4 more. And out, down, and up. And lift, and out, down, and up. Getting fancy with the arms. And down, and heels, and up. 1 more, and up, and down. Drop the heels, and up. So you're going to notice that when you're in this position and you're dropping your heels, they probably won't hit the ground until you come and press up through those legs. So that's okay. We're working on ankle mobility there and flexibility. So that is perfectly fine. All right, so we're going to stay with this chair on this side. So my outside leg, not the foot that's by the chair, but the foot that's away from the bar, is going to come into what's called a coupe position. So it's right here, just in front of my foot. So I'm going to show you from the side. So we've got a little bend in the knee, and then you're going to straighten and bring that leg forward. So bend and straighten. So create the diamond and lift, and down and lift. And you keep this hand on your hip if you want. Bring it out to the side, down and up. We got 4 and up, 3 and up, 2 and 1. Okay, we're going to keep working on that leg. We're going to turn at a slight angle towards the bar. And now I'm going to put my foot behind me and do the same thing with a little extension to the back. So I'm going to go plie, extend my foot back. So really working the glute right here. You're going to squeeze through this part of the glute without arching the back too much. You can lean forward just a little bit. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. Okay. So I'm going to carefully take my chair to the other side. We got the coupe and the front extension on the other side. So bring me here. Here we go. We got coupe and up. So you might notice that one leg gets a little bit higher than the other. That's normal. Good. So I want you to focus on keeping your back nice and tall. So you don't want to lean forward. You don't want to lean back. Whoa, see, losing my balance trying to do that. Let's do 2 more. And last one right here. Good. Okay. Well, my foot coming towards the camera makes my foot look really big. We're going to come into that 45-degree angle. I've got my passe going to the back part of my ankle there, and we're going to plie and lift. Down and lift. So again, working through our ankle mobility. And I know we're not jumping around, but you're still getting your heart rate up. You're using a bunch of little teeny tiny muscles that we don't always work, okay? All these muscles in our feet, our ankles, our abs. Let's do 2 more. And last one right here. And back down. Okay, great. Nice job. So we're going to put the chair to the side because we won't need it for just a moment. And I am actually going to scoot you guys back just a bit so that you can see me in this plank position. Okay, so I'm going to do a walkout plank. So I believe we've done these before. And if you need to, you can bend your knees as you do this. But we really want to try and keep our legs straight without locking our legs out. Just a nice micro bend in the knees. So we're going to come down, put your hands on the ground. You're going to walk your hands out to a plank. Come into that push-up position. Give me one push-up right here. Press all the way to the top and walk it back. So I'm going to show you with a bent knee on the next one. So if you need to bend those knees, you can bend those knees right here, walking it out. If you need to place those knees down for your push-up, you can do that too. But then try a little effort there and give me a couple where your knees aren't touching the ground and where you're trying to keep your legs nice and straight. This is 3. So remember, keep the head in line with the spine. Try not to compress that cervical spine too much there. You want to just keep that eye gaze going right in front of your hands. So right there, my head's not down, my head's not looking up, just right in line with my spine. Good. And if you guys aren't sweating after this, I just do not know, because this is killer right here, guys. Not always about jumping and running and doing these crazy movements. Sometimes it's just about feeling the control in your body, feeling all the muscles stabilizing you as you slow down and speed up and walk. Whew, those hands back and together. I think we've got 2 more. What do you say? Down. Man, really take a chance to let that spine decompress in that position. Up. All right. Feeling strong. If you're feeling strong, don't go to those knees. On this last one, we're going to hold in this plank after our push-ups. So we got push up, lift, holding that plank, and down. Okay. Very nice job. We're going to come into a side position here. So I've got one side I'm going to do first, and then after we do everything on this side, we're going to switch and do the other side. Okay, so we're going to bring this top leg, and again, remember this position, you can either be on your elbow, or you can come down and lay on the top part of your arm and just rest your head on your hand there. It tends to be a little bit easier for me to do this actually, and get a little extra work in your abs if you're up a little higher. So who doesn't like that, right? So we've got, you're going to put your heels together and point your toes so that the top part of your foot is pointing towards the ceiling. You're going to go up. You're going to bring that leg all the way to the front without touching. And then you're going to bring it back to the center. We got up and front and center. And up and front and center. And up and front and center. Make sure it's nice and controlled. Up and front and center. Not swinging that leg. Up and front and center. 2 more. Up and front and together. 1 more right here and up and front and together. We're going to reverse it. Okay, so we're going to bring that leg forward. Now this is tough. You're going to bring that leg up to the ceiling and back in. We're taking this nice and slow so you can really feel this outer part of your hip and your glute really raising that leg. Okay, that's what's getting that work, a little work in your inner thighs too. And you should feel this a little bit in your obliques, right? And those side abdominals, working to stabilize your body so that you're not flopping all over the place with your upper body either, right? Keep it nice and controlled. Good, we got 1 more. Front and up and down. Very nice. All right, so we have got a side plank position. So again, my elbow is right underneath my shoulder. I'm going to bend my bottom knee right here, and I'm going to come up into a side plank. My top arm is going to come up to the top, and I want to even out my body. So I'm not over so much to the side as I am in a straight line, okay? So I got a straight line from my head to my chest to my hips to my toe. So I'm going to bring this top leg up into a knee crunch and then back out. Up into a knee crunch and out. We got 3, 4, 5, 6. Holding that elbow in place. And let's do 2 more. And last one. Good, and relax. Good, so you should feel that a little bit in the side abs that are holding you up, and you should be feeling it in that side where your knee raise is coming up on that side. Okay, we've got, flip it over to the other side. So this time we're gonna go up, front, and then back in to start. Here we go, up, front, and in, and up, front, and in, and really feel this working, guys. Good. You should be getting your heart rate up if you're really using all those muscles. And up, front, and in, and up, front, and in. We got two more, up, and front, and in. One more right here, and then we're gonna reverse. So is it okay if my leg is only going here, right? If it's only coming up that high, that's cool, right? We wanna aim to get that full range of motion to where we're almost doing a 90-degree extension on both of those legs. But you work at your own level. You know your flexibility, but you also know where your comfort zone is and where you need to push past your comfort zone just a little bit. Up and in. Let's do two more. Up and in. Make sure the upper body isn't moving too much there. And lower. Very good. All right, we've got our side plank. So my bottom knee is the one that's bent this time. Up on my elbow here. I'm going to just raise up into a nice side plank. Remember, you don't want to hyperextend your abs right there. You're in one straight line. Believe me, that is hard enough. You're going to come up to this position here with your elbow to your knee. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. Good. Drop that butt to the ground. We've got one more. So this one's called a jackknife. So your goal is to extend both arms and legs out, and you want to bring your knees up with your feet off the ground and a little balance on your sits bones, okay? So this is the goal, right? This is where you want to get. If you're here and you're just bringing your knees up without letting your back leave the ground, that's cool too. Or option in the middle would be to bring your knees up and just rest your feet on the floor, okay? So you're just kind of curling into a ball and then extending. All right, here we go. We've got 10 of these. This is the last one in this series, and then we're gonna go back from the beginning. 5, 6, 7, give me that jackknife. So up, float my legs, and out, and up. And if you can, I want you to float your arms and your feet off the ground. This is super advanced. And out. Remember, you could always leave your feet down. This would be the option 1, modified. And option 2 would be coming up, leaving those feet on the ground, leaving the feet on the ground here. I think we've got 3 more, right? Why not? 3 and 2 and 1. Whew, good. I've got some heat building in my body right here for sure. Okay, let's come back up to the top. And I'm going to grab some water, and then we're going to go back to that sumo squat. So we are going to roll through this a little bit quicker in the second round because you already know what's coming, right? Right. All right, here we go. So I'm going to grab my light weights. I'm using a 3. If you got 1s, 2s, 3s, something like that, I probably wouldn't go any heavier than a 4 or a 5 just because of the nature of what we're doing here. We got a nice long lever away from the body. So very important that you're lifting light. Here we go. So arms are out, and we take a sumo squat down and up. So you should feel a little squeeze in your back as you extend your arms out. A little squeeze in the chest as you come forward. 4 and 5. We got 10 of these. And 6 is called a 10, 10, and 10 sumo. 7 and 8 and 9 and 10. Here's the second 10 as a whole. 1, 2, 3. Get your head up. Tell yourself something positive. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This time we're going to flip the hands, palms to the ground, and we're going to pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Try not to let those hands drop. 9 and 10. Good. All right. Done with those weights. Putting them safely to the side. I am going to grab my chair. We have got that plie into our releve and extension. Here we go. So I've got my feet in first position. We come down to a plie, then we lift the heels down and lift, push up to the top and lower the heels and down. Lift, push, and lower. So bar work ballet is so amazing. You see ballerinas, they don't have like an ounce of fat on their body, right? Because they are constantly engaging their core. They're constantly engaging their spine to hold their posture. They are constantly working every little teeny tiny muscle in their feet, in their ankles, in their calves, in their thighs, and their glutes, right? All this is going on. And all the while, holding that balance is so important. Good. I'm trying a few without my hand on the chair, just to see what happens. Last one, up, lift, and lower. Whoop. All right. We're going to reverse that. So this time we go up to the top, then we plie, keep those heels up, then we lower the heels as we straighten the legs. Again, up, drop the knees, down, and lift. And keep your back nice and tall. Don't want to be leaning forward. Remember, don't want to be leaning on the chair. Keep the back nice and tall. Up, and down, and lower, and up. Remember, those heels don't have to hit the ground right here. They probably won't press through the ground until you straighten your legs. Down, my legs are shaking. And one more, up and down and up. Good. All right, so I'm going to keep my chair here. I'm going to show you from the side what this looks like. I think I showed you from the front last time. So I've got my coupe, which just means my leg is turned out, my knee is towards you, my other foot is in first position. I'm going to bend that bottom knee, extend that top leg. So bend the knee and straighten. Both legs bend, both legs straight, and bend and straight, bend and straight. We got 4 more. 4, back nice and tall. 3, and it's okay if this leg is only going here, right? And 1. Good. If you can get that leg all the way up to the top of the ceiling, that's amazing, but you don't want to compromise your posture, right? So important. So we're going to go to the back now. Here we go, and plie, and straighten, and plie, and lift. Squeeze that butt. Good. Every muscle in your glutes, squeeze them. 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Good. All right, so very carefully move your chair or move your body to the other side of your chair, depending on what kind of furniture you're using. Maybe you move, not the furniture, right? So we've got that front leg is going to come into that coupe. And keep my hand on my hip. Why not? Here we go. Down and lift. Down and lift. And one leg of mine tends to get a little higher than the other. Okay, I got a little bit more range of motion on one side than the other. And 6, and 7. My front toe is pointed. And 8. Good. To the back. 6. Let's not waste any time. Front and lift. And bend the knees and lift. And bend and lift. So we should feel this a little bit in your lower back. So this is actually strengthening your lower back just a little bit without a strain, okay? So if you feel it in the lower back, just lower the leg a little bit, okay? We don't want to strain, we want to work, but we don't want pain. One more after this. And lift. Good. All right, we got those walkout push-ups done with our chair. Rocking and rolling. So I challenge you to do as many of these push-ups on your toes as you can. Here we go. Walk it out. We got 8 of these. On that last one, we stand up plank. Remember that. And up. I'm going to push through this a little bit quicker because this is a great chance to get your heart rate up. Ooh, I am sweating. My heart rate is up. Ooh, up. Gives that full range of motion. Trying to get your chest to the floor without arching the back. As I come up, I do roll my head down as I tuck my chin into my chest. I get a little bit of relief on that spine. And up right here. It rolls up. My knees are a little bit bent in that position. Just rolling through the spine every little chance I get. Right, gotta be nice to our spines. And up. Good. Whew. I think we got 3 more. If I miscounted, you can leave me a comment. But I think we're doing 8 of these. I think this is 6. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm so excited. I talk to you guys too much. And 7. So this one we do come all the way back up. Walk it up. Good. And you can take less or more steps with the hands, whatever you feel comfortable with. After this push-up, remember we're going to hold that plank just for a second. And hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Kind of tricked you there a little bit, didn't I? All right, so let's bring that leg out to the side. We got our leg series and then our ab series, and then we're done. And then we get to stretch a little bit. So let's reverse it this time first. So let's take it forward and then up to the top and then in. Here we go. Take it front, lift and lower again, and front, lift and lower again, and front, lift and lower. And I have a pointed toe here. You can flex your foot if you want, but I would like your foot to be doing something other than just sort of dangling, right? Okay, because we're going to engage more muscles in the leg if we're pointing or flexing. So up to you, whatever's more comfortable. Front, lift and lower. We got 2 more. Front, lift and lower. I think this is 8. And front and lift and lower. Good. All right, so this next one's a little bit easier. Remember, because we go up and front and in. Here we go. Take it up, front, in. There's 1. And up, front, and in. I'm really taking my time here, guys. Don't speed through this. Up and front. I know when it hurts and it sucks and it doesn't feel good, we want to just kind of like speed demon through this, right? But you got to control it. That is where the work comes from. That is where the results, that's where those results come from, right? From really working in each position, feeling that lift, not just flailing your leg around. In and up. Feel those abs working. We got 2 more. Up and lift and in. 1 more. Take it up and lift and in. Very nice. All right. I'm bending that bottom knee. I got my elbow on the ground right underneath my shoulder. I'm coming up into that side plank. Reach and grab for that knee. Up and down. Elbow to knee. Woo! I'm feeling this work in this leg that was just working. 4 and 5 and 6. 2 more. And 7 and 8. Good. Okay. Flip it over to the other side. We're so close. We are so close. You're doing awesome. You haven't hit stop and haven't turned me off yet, so that means you're doing pretty good. All right, here we go. So remember that front, lift, and lower. There's 1. And front, lift, lower. There's 2. And I notice on this side's a little bit weaker for me. So I often feel like my upper body wants to help, right? All these muscles, my shoulders, my abs, my lower back, everything wants to sort of get recruited, okay, to help you out, because your leg's going to be screaming at you and your glute is definitely doing a lot of work here, right? Your legs are doing a lot of work here. So be mindful of that. Don't be gripping in your shoulders and don't be wibble wobbling your upper body around so much that it's really helping you, okay? See what I mean? You can kind of go and down. Good. All right. Let's reverse it. So we're going up to the top. Here we go. And up, front, in, and up, front, in, and 2, and up, front, in, and 3, and up, front, in, and 4. So I like to tell my students, imagine like you got sunbeams coming out the bottom of your toes, right? Like I got energy shooting out the bottom of my toes, out of my fingertips, everything. You just imagine that energy going out from you into the world and then circulating back into you in your breath. And up, front, in, one more, and up, front, and in. Good. Very important that you're breathing during these exercises. Do not hold your breath. Makes it harder, I promise. Does not make it easier. Just take my word for it. 5, 6, 7, let's lift that knee and up. And 2, and 3, my bottom glute's feeling this, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7, and 8. Very good. All right, we got those jackknives. So remember, we've got 3 options. Rest those hands and feet on the floor. Option 1, just bringing those knees up with your arms. Option 2, coming to the sit-up but leaving your feet on the ground. Option 3, we're going to float and float it up. Here we go. 6, 7, we got down. And 1, and down. And 2, if you need to, take a second. If you need to tap your feet down in that position, you can do that too. And 4, almost there, and out. And 5, don't slam that back. Control it. And 6, use those abs. And 7, I want to know how this went for you. This is tough stuff. And 8, and down. And 9, one more, down. And hold that position, hold, hold, hold. And release. All right, very good job. Let's swing it around to the front. So you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, so just bring those legs out in front of you. And I'm just gonna stretch my hamstrings. And you just wanna have a nice little bit of a round in your back, but also just keeping some length in your spine as you're reaching towards your legs. Very good job. Ooh. I know you might be thinking, oh, you know, we weren't really jumping around or running or doing jumping jacks. You can flex your feet and grab your tops of your toes. But believe me, you got a workout doing that stuff, especially those walkout planks to the push-ups. Woo, that was tough. Whew. So there's always a way to make this harder, right? By lifting the legs higher, by engaging the core a little bit more in those side planks, by staying on your toes and straightening your legs as you walk out in that push-up position. So if you went through this today and you modified some things and thought, oh, you know, maybe I could have done a little bit more, next time you hit play on this workout, I want you to think about the things where you can kind of push a little bit harder and do the harder option on some of it, okay? And just maybe even just like not keeping your hand on the chair for some of that balance work and just really working your balance. Have it by you, you know, that way if you're going to fall over, obviously, you're going to want to, right? You're getting stronger, your balance is getting way better, especially from the first workout that we did with this bar stuff. So I like to, you know, circle back around and put exercises in there that you might have done before so that you can really see how you are improving on those exercises. All right, let's come into child's pose right here, and then we're going to transition into down dog. Well, let's just lower into this child's pose for just a second right here. Good. I'm going to bring it into all fours. I'm going to come down. I'm going to lower my body and stretch it up into a cobra stretch. Where your shoulders are pressing down to the ground. Keep those arms engaged. And I'm going to tuck my toes and push up into a plank and then up into a down dog. So remember, on this position, you can always bring your feet a little bit closer to your hands if you need to, but you're trying to get your heels on the floor and trying to straighten through the back legs and just feel it stretch all the way down the hips. All right, guys, so I'm going to make you walk those hands into your feet one more time. I know you've done this like 100 times today, but let's roll it up one vertebrae at a time right here. Good, and let's take the arms to the back, and let's just stretch right here in a nice engaged position there. Keep the abs tight. Good job. All right, let's circle the shoulders up and back. All right, I'm going to stay hydrated. I hope you enjoyed this workout. Like I said, push yourself a little bit harder next time, and there's always something you could do to up the level of the intensity. Stay hydrated and have a great rest of your day.